Roger, and today I'd like to show you my 1964 Porsche 356C. This car is one of the last of the 356s, which were made from 1950 to 1965. After that, Porsche introduced the 911. I bought this car about 10 years ago and got around to restoring it and worked on it for 3 years. The car was a basket case when I got it, and much of the body was rusted, and so there needed to be a lot of reconstruction of panel to the body. I built a rotisserie to hold the car, which greatly eased the task of working underneath it. After about 3 years of working on the car, it pretty much came together, and what you see here is the current restored car. All things considered, the Porsche 356 was very much ahead of its time. It had four-wheel independent suspension, torsion bars, conventional shock absorbers on all four corners. The engine was a 1600cc displacement originally. The body of the 356 is a unitized shell, and so it's relatively rigid for its time, as are all Porsches made after this period. Some of you may remember Ralph Nader, the young lawyer who got after General Motors for building the Corvair and wrote a book called Unsafe at Any Speed, primarily directed at the US Corvair, but also Volkswagen Beetle, and of course the Porsche to some extent, since it's laid out the same as those cars with the rear engine. These cars were fun to drive, all of them really, and but they did have a tendency to be heavy on the rear end, and it could come around in a corner, so you'd find yourself going backwards when you really wanted to go forwards. This is one of my current restoration projects, which is another 356. It's a 1963 Cabriolet. The car in many ways is similar to the coupe, the blue coupe, except of course it's a cab. This car was also at one point a basket case, and the total underneath has been rebuilt. The rocker panels here, as on the blue 356, were totally rusted out, new floorboards inside. So when I get done with this car, it'll be very usable, and Cabriolet is the most comfortable 356 for a sunny day. My intention is to finish restoring this car in about a year and have it operational. So you've seen one restored in my project here. Let's take the blue car for a drive. Okay, we're driving down the road in the 356 and liking this car a lot. It's typical of a fun car to drive fast, and I always say, the saying goes, it's much more fun to do that than to drive a fast car slow. But this car, you can drive safely at 70, maybe pushing 80 sometimes if the road allows, and enjoy the drive. It's comfortable inside, there's foot room, there's shoulder room, and for a little car, it's very comfortable. Most 356 drivers smile, so you can see we're happy, and it's a beautiful day where no flies are in sight, and we're enjoying the ride through the countryside in Minnesota.